This is episode 75 of Zen and the Art of Real Estate Investing with my guest, Felecia Froe. She is the founder of Money with Mission, an investment company focused on empowering professional women to build wealth and achieve financial freedom through social impact investing. I can't wait to talk to you about that. She is also the author of How to Create Wealth That Outlives You and the host of Money with Mission podcast. Felecia, welcome to the show.
Sorry, but I'm glad I'm finally here. Thanks.
No, yeah, I'm really excited to talk to you. And I want to start right in with that social impact investing, and then I'll get to your background. But what is social impact investing? Because I don't think it's a term that like your general investor would think about.
When I use that term, I use it in that all the investments that we make are going to make a difference in the community that we're investing in. I don't want to go in and gentrify and put people out of their neighborhoods and that kind of thing. It is about keeping people where they are or bettering the place where they are so that they can live a better life. That's the social impact. There's a bunch around there. You could get into environmental, social, and governance, ESG investing, but I'm not talking about that. I'm just, what impact can we have on a community? What positive impact?
Yeah, I think a lot of like investors think about gentrification in terms of profits, but social impact investing is focused on letting people stay where they've lived their whole life. That's the kind of reverse trend of gentrification.
And making a profit. I'm not about not making money.
Right.
It's about, we want to make money, but we can do so in a responsible way where we're not displacing people. We could do it in a way where we get people access to good food. We could do it in a way where we get seniors good quality living. So there's all kinds of positive social impact.
So how did you get started on your investing journey? Because I know you're a doctor, you have a whole separate career, but investing became something really important to you a while ago, and you've really started with Money with Mission and kept it going this whole time.
Yeah, I started Money with Mission. We had a different name, so it's been about 5 years that company's been going. I realized after I started in my practice, about 5 years into practice, that it wasn't the everything I thought it was going to be, and just had this download. This is not the last thing I'm ever going to do. And I came upon, I didn't know what that was. It was kind of scary. I had debt. I couldn't just walk away from this practice. We're kind of stuck once as physicians, once we go through the school and once you become this focused thing, you spend a lot of money to get there and you can feel trapped once you're there.
Yeah.
If you decide that's not what you want to do. Anyway, over time, my first real estate project happened to be with a group of women physicians where we bought our own building.
Fantastic.
And we had a woman business owner walk us through that deal or help us get through that. And it was with that I began my investing. Actually, it was one of my patients who's a real estate investor who helped me buy my first property by challenging me to buy the first property. It's like, I'm the person that if you challenge me and act like I can't do it, I'm all in. It's like, I'm prove to you I can do this thing.
Yeah.
And so we did that and built everything really fast right before 2008.
I'm really interested in what you said about the part about leaving a relationship, because I feel like there is a dynamic in marriages, partnerships, whatever the makeup is, that, it's a lot. There's a house at stake if you own a house together, to empower someone and figure out like, listen, you can leave that and get your own house, figure out the way to get to home ownership again, and then investment. That's really, really important, because when kids are involved and you're transferring homes, there's a lot that goes on in that. How have you been able to kind of work that into a system that's really going to help people understand how important it is for them?
But the main part about this, I'm sure you know, is the mindset. And more for me, I work with the women on being able to walk away from a job, because 70% of women have said they've stayed at a position because of financial reasons. And, you get sexually harassed at your job and you have to stay there and deal with that.
Yeah.
Or you get passed over at a job and you have to stay there and deal with that because you're afraid you can't get something else. If you have money coming in from somewhere else, you can weather a storm. You know that you can tell that guy who sexually harassed you or woman who sexually harassed you, you can give him the finger that I probably shouldn't flip up on Riverside.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
And send them on their way.
Yeah.
And you go on your way and you will be fine. That's the thing. It's just like, we should never be stuck. We might feel stuck, but when you really look at it, I am not stuck. I can do something different here. I can make that choice to
Yeah,
do something different.
that's
Same thing in
fantastic.
relationships. Same thing in a relationship. 30% of women have said they stayed in a relationship for financial reasons. And when you have money coming from somewhere else, you know how to manage your funds. I can do this. You can walk away and you take your children, you do the whole division part that you have to do, but you can be safe. You know that you can walk away and take care of yourself and your children and your house and your dogs and all your stuff and be safe, feel good.
Yeah, I love it. Two things. I mean, one, the ability to walk away is so important. Having that investment, I've always said, like my sister and I, as we held properties over years that were passed down from my dad, we always said, like, if things go haywire with the world, like we have a place to go. Of course they're usually rented, but like that's a huge
Yes.
thing.
It's
Very huge thing. Well, when I got divorced a long time, almost like 15 or more years ago, I was renovating a house. So it was a little bit easier. I was just around the corner, so I could
Mhm.
go. I wasn't far. It was easy to work out the stuff with the kids. Not a great thing to happen, but like that real estate gives you an option that is very hard to come by because just leaving, nobody knows where to go. If your family isn't there, what are you going to do in the meantime? It's a great thing. And number two, yeah, the income disparity and the relationship can be tied together. But like anyone who thinks there's not like an income disparity between men and women in just all jobs is just not paying attention to what's happening. And that contributes to what you said. Like you kind of have to stay because if you go somewhere else, it's not like you're going to get up, a higher rate. That's
Yeah,
very tough, especially if the jobs are tough to come by.
it can be. The other thing about owning real estate, or if you own a rental property, not only do you have someplace to go potentially, but if that place has equity, you have money. You can refinance that thing, and now the renters are still paying it off. And that's something I think we don't pay attention to, is that it's not just the cash flow from that thing that you have, it is the equity that's building up in that you now can leverage to do the other things that you want to do or need to do in your life.
How much gratification do you personally get when you see someone who starts the program at the finish and it's, you know, just the start of success must be just unbelievable.
Seeing that light go on, seeing the light go on anywhere, whether I'm,
Yeah.
talking to a patient and they understand something and now how they can fix it themselves, or seeing somebody realize, oh, money in my 401k is not the way to really get me to retirement, which retirement is defined in a lot of different ways. But to me, it's doing what you want to do when you want to do it, no matter what age you are. That that 401k is not the best vehicle necessarily, and getting some other things going. You can have that. That's your conservative, end of the road. Okay, that's my thing. And then there's all these other things that to me we should have. I heard someone else on your podcast, I can't remember her name, that talked about that also. Just the mistakes we make with our money, just because that's what our parents taught us. That's what traditional media tells us we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Um, but Wall Street is not for the average investor to me. It's
Yeah.
you really got to think about your money and not just hand it off in a suitcase to somebody and trust that they're going to take care of it. They're taking care of themselves.